Hey everyone, how you doing today? I've talked extensively about not letting other people influence you or impact you in any sort of way. It's one of those things that we don't really consciously think about until someone brings it up to us, thinking, oh look, I'm really letting other people influence me. I'm letting other people influence how I feel about myself. But I want to go a bit more in depth about certainly the people who try to demotivate you. Usually on purpose, okay? So how many people do you know or have encountered at one point who basically say things to you that try to make you feel bad and derail your life's purpose or to demotivate you in some sort of way? Okay, so let's say I am working on some sort of project or something, and someone says, why are you continuing to work on that? It's never going to amount to anything. You're not very good at this. Why even bother doing that? I've heard that sort of thing. I used to let that impact me. I used to let that influence me in some sort of way, and it would essentially change my mind and go, oh, you're right. Why do I keep doing this when it's not going to amount to anything? So I end up changing my mind to believe what this other person is saying, when all they're saying it for is to derail me, essentially. They're trying to demotivate me. They're trying to stop me from producing something or making something or working on something, whatever it is, because they know that whatever I put out there, whatever I do, it always works in my favor, because the universe always works in my favor. Whatever I decide to, whatever project I work on, whatever thing I decide to do, it's always of my best interest and always working in my favor to help me grow and learn. And they're trying to prevent me from doing that. They're trying to prevent my success and essentially trying to bring failure into my life. So how many people do you know who have done that sort of thing to you? How many people do you know also that will impact you and influence you in some sort of way? So ultimately, as I said, I used to let that impact me, and then that would change my thinking. That would essentially make me feel as though, oh, you're right. Why am I doing this when I shouldn't even be wasting my time? Instead, I'm like, if I hear that, if I read that, whatever, the only time that I end up getting it is like, well, I don't even know, because that's the thing. I don't even really look at the comments anymore. And speaking of comments, my most recent video on this YouTube, on the YouTube about the stuffed animals, for some reason the comments were disabled on that. I have no idea why. But yeah, someone had brought that up to me, and it was like, oh, okay. Yeah, it's when you have people who are demotivating you, you gotta realize what your priorities are. So when I was, this was many years ago, and I would just constantly look at the comments just nonstop, okay? I would just constantly look at them, constantly being obsessed with them. Now I very rarely actually look at them, okay? I mean, obviously that is quite obvious when I don't even notice that the comments are disabled on one of my videos, but yeah. I mean, if my friend never even mentioned it to me, I would have not even have known. I check the comments occasionally. I will respond occasionally, because I think it is respectful to do that, and I get a lot of ideas. I always love the input from you. I always do end up reading it. It just may not be right away. Okay, it may not be necessarily like right away. It could be days after, it could be weeks after, whatever. But if I reply, I reply. Okay, so yeah, it's just really interesting, because that is what I used to let consume me in some sort of way. I used to let other people consume how I essentially felt about myself, and I used to let them bring me down. I've had people many years ago say so many things that they knew exactly what to say in order to bring me down and make me feel a certain way, and it would demotivate me. That was their purpose. You know, I was like feeling really good for that day. I was being very productive, working on a lot of things. I'm like, yes, I'm so proud of this. And then I'll read the comment. I'm go, oh yeah, you're right. What I'm working on is just terrible. It's not going to be successful. You know, whatever. You know, it's like, ugh. And then I started to develop that mindset. Everything that I do is just not successful. It'll make me so frustrated. But now the mindset is different because I know, as I said, the universe works in my favor. Everything that I put out there is a major success. Major success. Okay? Every single thing that I do is a major success because that is the mind frame that I have. And guess what? Once I started changing that mind frame, all of the success started to happen here. You know? There's so many wonderful people who come and interact and join, and I used to get so upset. It's like, oh look, we have you know, there aren't many people here who are joining us and discussing stuff here, and it making me like upset. It's like, ugh. But now, because I am very, very successful with what I'm doing here, and I'm focusing on the positivity, when I put out something, it gets so much more, you know, involvement than it has ever before. Because I am focused on that positivity. You know what I mean? So that's what you have to do. You have to focus on the positivity. You can't be looking at the negativity. And that's what these people try to do. They try to demotivate you. They try to distract you from what's really going on here. And they try to throw you off from what really is. So you have to be with yourself here. You have to listen to yourself. And how you differentiate that is, how do you truly feel about something? And how do you feel about something that's just been essentially just brought into your life, essentially? Like from an outside source, someone is saying something and it comes into you, just like that. If that is you, if what you feel, you realize is from someone else telling you, then stop, rethink what is going on here, and change that mindset, because that will not get you anywhere. What gets you places is by being true to yourself and being true to who you are. And you are a successful person. All you have to do is just believe that and will it into existence, because the only thing that holds you back is yourself. Other people do not hold you back. Okay? You're holding back yourself because you're taking what they're saying seriously. Now that's different from constructive criticism, obviously, but here's something else to remember. Other people, when they're trying to bring you down, they could also be jealous of your success. That is what a lot of times will end up happening to me. I remember, I don't remember how many years ago it was, but I remember that many years ago, there were a handful of people who would just constantly hate, you know, me and my content that I would produce, and they would comment on every single thing, how much they disliked it, and, you know, really like violent, like hateful, nasty stuff, like you should be dead. There was even some stuff like that. And it's like, well, if you hate me so much, if you hate my content so much, why are you still watching it? Okay? I mean, that's just kind of what I'm thinking. You know, I never interacted with these people for the most part. So I never... It was just like, oh, like why are you saying these disgusting things? And it turns out it's because they were very jealous of the person that I was, because they were not a happy person. You know, I even went to some of these people's channels, like some of these people had videos that they made, and you could tell that they lived a very, very unhappy life. So they were very, very jealous of my happy, successful life, and they were upset that they could not be able to heal like I could. And I only healed because I believed in myself, and I didn't take outside sources as, you know, talking points to get me where I am. You know, I listened to myself and listened to what I needed to heal. So don't let those people demotivate you, because they would try to bring you down. They would try to stop you. And that's how you know you are successful, when other people try to stop you. So that's all for today. Let me know your thoughts on this. I will make sure that the comments are enabled for this video, and I will be checking them in about 4.5 months. So I'm joking. I'll probably check them in a few days or tomorrow or whatever. That's also kind of good, because then I can give it some time for people to comment. But anyway, you all take care. Have a great one, and I'll catch you later. Bye.